CNN has learned the FBI is expected to search former Vice President Mike Pence's Indiana home and his Washington office for the possibility of more classified materials, and that will take place soon. Sources say representatives for Pence have been in talks with the Justice Department and that they want to completely cooperate. Comes just weeks after a lawyer for the former vice president found about a dozen classified documents in Pence's home in Indiana. With me now are two congressmen, a Republican and a Democrat, who've introduced legislation to increase the penalties for retaining classified material. They are Democratic Representative Mike Quigley and Republican Representative LaHood. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining this morning.
Morning.
Thank you, Jim.
First, let me begin on your proposed legislation. Congressman LaHood, can you describe which specific penalties you are recommending in this legislation to be imposed for former officials who retain classified materials?
Well, sure. As you look at the current statute right now, the criminal statute, it really turns on intent and knowledge. I'm a former federal prosecutor, Jim, and so when we look at this statute, what Congressman Quigley and I looked at is how we can enhance the statute. If there's not intentional or knowing, if that's not met here, what else can we do to add to the criminal penalty? So we've looked at fines, we've looked at stripping security clearances, we've looked at future banning of members of Congress or people in the administration from viewing classified documents. Really looking at negligence, sloppiness, if this was an accident in some way, so that we can help deter this, because I think we're all disturbed and concerned about that, and that's what we're looking at in the legislation.
Well, what's been remarkable, Congressman Quigley, about events of recent weeks is that it goes right up to former presidents, sitting presidents, former vice presidents. Would your legislation impose such penalties on officials at that level?
Well, look, I don't think anyone's above the law. The problem here is well, first of all, this is a bipartisan problem, so it requires a bipartisan solution. So I think that's why it's important that we start working on this together, especially from experience on the intelligence community. The problem is the criminal threshold is apparently too high. So there has to be, this is serious, and there has to be some accountability. If that's civil in nature, so be it. At least it will work to disincentivize those who are being sloppy with absolutely critical documents. There's no excuse for this kind of behavior.
Congressman LaHood, would the penalties be greater for folks, I mean, you mentioned intent, who don't, it appear, inadvertently held onto these documents, but refuse to cooperate with law enforcement in terms of handing them back?
Well, listen, facts and evidence matter. And so that's going to be up to the Department of Justice. It's going to be up to the prosecutor to make that decision. As you know, there's been a special counsel appointed for the Biden incidents there. And so it'll depend on what occurred there. But we need to give more tools to the prosecutor, to Department of Justice, to determine whether there was intent. If there was intent and there was knowledge, there ought to be criminal prosecution. If there wasn't, it shouldn't be nothing. We ought to be able to find somebody, maybe up to $5 million, strip them from future ability to look at classified documents. We're enhancing this so that the prosecutors have more tools so we deter this type of behavior.
And Congressman Quigley, we have a Republican and Democrat on the air right now who are introducing this legislation. Are you confident you're going to get bipartisan support for this?
I think if you want bipartisan support, that's how you should start. And for me, who better than someone whose family has a history of bipartisan cooperation? As you know, his father was in the Obama cabinet, but a former prosecutor who's a serious member of the committee. Who better to show the rest of Congress that when it comes to matters of national security, we have to work together. The issues are just too important not to.
Okay, another topic very much in the news, and that is knowledge of a Chinese surveillance balloon floating over the continental U.S. You've both been briefed multiple times on China in your duties as members of the Intelligence Committee. How serious, Congressman LaHood, a threat is this? And do you buy China's explanation this morning that this was just a weather balloon that went off course?
Well, I have real concerns, Jim. The fact that China can have on-demand access to our airspace, and particularly over sensitive areas around Montana, as has been publicly reported, we have lots of nuclear assets there. We have an air base there. You look at China's track record of being deceitful, not being honest, playing by a different set of rules. I have real concerns. I'm glad Speaker McCarthy has asked for a meeting with the Gang of Eight. I think that's important. And as this comes on the cusp of Secretary Blinken going to Beijing, this isn't the type of thing that China should be doing.
Do you agree, Congressman Quigley, that Blinken should cancel his planned trip to Beijing to meet with Chinese officials in response to this?
No, I think there's always room for diplomacy. And look, if you're angry about something, don't talk about it through the press. Talk about it nose to nose and the ramifications. Let them know we're serious about matters like this. And I'm serious about any surveillance over the United States. Well, let's put this in perspective. The low orbit Chinese satellites have been there for years. They're there all the time. I don't want the American people to think this is something new and that all of a sudden we have a concern that we didn't have before. Those concerns are there. They have to be mitigated. They have to be addressed. We have to confront the Chinese government, and canceling a trip, I think, would be counterproductive in an effort to at least let them know how serious this is and what the potential ramifications might be for this and other matters that they do, like cyber attacks.
Congressman LaHood,
Jim, I would
quick final thought.
Yeah, I would just add, this is part of the reason why the second bill we put on the floor in that new House majority is the new Select Committee on China. If you look at that bill, it got 100 Democrats to support it. I'm proud to serve on that committee. But let's make no mistake about it. China has a plan to replace us, and they're working at it every day, technologically, militarily, from a trade perspective, diplomatically. And so we have to wake up to that. And as you look at the bipartisan committee, we be focused on these malign activities that China is engaged in. And then also on the economic side, on how we use our trade in the Indo-Pacific region to isolate China. That all has to be on the table. I really look at this as not a Republican or Democrat issue. It's an American issue. I'm glad we have this select committee set up.
No question. Well, it's certainly a topic three of us and others are going to be talking about a lot more in the coming weeks and months. Democratic Congressman Mike Quigley, Republican Congressman Darren LaHood, we appreciate you both joining this morning.